One cast member called the show filth on camera and begged viewers to stop watching it. Another was secretly HIV positive for 4 years while filming. And one actress kept her actual royal title hidden from the entire crew because she wanted to be treated like a normal working actor. 2.5 Men ran for 12 years and never once played it safe. Neither did the people in it. Subscribe now and stay until the end. Charlie Harper. Charlie Sheen was 38 when he became Charlie Harper, and the writers blurred the line between the character and the man so completely that by the later seasons, nobody could tell where one ended and the other began. He earned $1.8 million per episode, the highest salary on American network television at the time. Then, in 2011, everything collapsed in public. A very loud, very public breakdown aimed directly at the show's creator got him fired on the spot. The network did not hesitate. The show replaced him, and what followed over the next few years was one of the most widely covered personal implosions in entertainment history. In 2015, he publicly revealed he had been HIV positive for 4 years. He had been paying people to stay quiet about it, and when the cost of that silence became too much, he chose to tell the story himself. He burned through a fortune estimated at $150 million, down to roughly $3 million. He is 60 now, sober since 2017, and a Netflix documentary about his life was released recently. The man who played the most uncomplicated bachelor on television turned out to be living the most complicated life. Jon Cryer, Alan Harper. Jon Cryer is the only actor who appeared in every single one of the show's 262 episodes across 12 years. Every single one. He was 38 when the show began, and he played Alan Harper as a man the universe had decided to use as a punching bag in every possible situation. Before this, Cryer had spent years being labeled a show killer, the actor attached to projects that failed, the guy who could not catch a break after his early breakthrough. 2.5 Men changed that completely. His first marriage ended in 2004 amid circumstances serious enough to involve FBI intervention. He married entertainment reporter Lisa Joyner in 2007, and the relationship held. The thick hair everyone associated with Alan Harper is entirely fake. Cryer is nearly bald in real life. He is 61 now, having spent years playing Lex Luthor in the CW's Arrowverse, and he has said publicly that he holds no remaining anger toward Sheen. That kind of forgiveness, after everything that happened between them, says something real about who he is. Angus T. Jones, Jake Harper. Angus T. Jones was 9 years old when he was cast. By 17, he had become the highest-paid child actor in television history at $300,000 per episode. The show aged Jake into increasingly adult storylines involving drugs and sex, and Jones became more and more uncomfortable with the material as his own faith deepened. In 2012, newly devoted to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, he appeared in a religious video calling the show filth and personally begging viewers to stop watching it. The statement detonated across entertainment media immediately. He apologized to the cast and crew and left the show not long after. He walked away from acting entirely. He enrolled at the University of Colorado Boulder, studied environmental studies and Jewish studies, and spent years on campus, essentially unrecognizable behind a beard. He is 32 now. He recently made a quiet, uncredited cameo alongside Sheen in a Chuck Lorre project, which suggests the relationship has healed more than anyone expected. Ashton Kutcher, Walden Schmidt. Replacing the highest-paid star on the #1 comedy in America is not a normal situation to walk into. Ashton Kutcher's debut as Walden Schmidt came with a standing ovation from the studio audience so long it actually delayed filming. He was 33 and deliberately requested that his character be intentionally scruffy and unkempt, the opposite of Charlie Harper in every visible way. His twin brother Michael was born with cerebral palsy and needed a heart transplant as a child. Kutcher has said that experience shaped his entire way of seeing the world. He later fought his own serious health battle, a secretive bout with vasculitis, an autoimmune condition that temporarily took his vision, his hearing, and his balance. He kept it private while it was happening, and only discussed it publicly after he had recovered. He married his former That 70s Show co-star Mila Kunis in 2015. He is 48 now, a significant early investor in Uber and Airbnb, and recently returned to acting in an FX series. The comedian who stepped into an impossible situation turned out to be building something much larger on the side the whole time. Holland Taylor, Evelyn Harper. Holland Taylor was 60 when she first played Evelyn Harper, the icy and hypercritical mother, responsible for nearly every dysfunction Charlie and Alan carried into adulthood. She brought a level of classical theater discipline to a network sitcom that genuinely startled her co-stars, treating every line with the kind of precision that most actors reserve for stage work. She has never married, choosing to live independently, even while in long-term relationships. In 2015, she began a relationship with actress Sarah Paulson. The 31-year age gap between them generated constant media commentary, which she has handled with consistent composure. She has spoken openly about a lifelong struggle with clinical depression that proper treatment in her 40s finally began to address. She is 83 now, has earned a Tony nomination for her one-woman stage play about Ann Richards, and is currently appearing in Apple TV's The Morning Show. She arrived at 60 and never stopped building. Conchata Ferrell, Berta the housekeeper. Conchata Ferrell was only supposed to appear in 2 episodes. Her chemistry with the cast was so immediate that the show's creator made her permanent. Her line delivering deadpan disgust at everything around her became one of the most quoted on the entire show. She was 60 when the series began. She was a Marshall University graduate who had originally planned to teach history before stumbling into theater. She married sound mixer Arnie Anderson in 1986. In December 2019, she was hospitalized with a kidney infection that spread to her blood. In May 2020, she suffered a 10-minute cardiac arrest that left her on a respirator, unable to speak for the remaining months of her life. She died in October 2020 at 77. The woman who showed up for 2 episodes and stayed for 12 seasons was, off-camera, an avid World of Warcraft player. That detail lands differently now. Melanie Lynskey, Rose. Rose is technically the character who killed Charlie Harper, pushing him in front of a train in the show's final twist. Melanie Lynskey played her from the very first episode to the very last, the only narrative thread that ran the entire series without interruption. She was 26 when the show began, having already broken through as a teenager, opposite Kate Winslet in Heavenly Creatures. She deliberately stepped down from a main cast contract after season 2, choosing recurring status specifically so she could keep making independent films alongside the network work. The high, whimsical voice she gave Rose was a complete invention. Her real speaking voice is a deep New Zealand accent that has genuinely surprised longtime fans who hear it for the first time. She married actor Jason Ritter in 2020, and they have a daughter together. She is 49 now, Emmy-nominated for Yellow Jackets and recognized for The Last of Us. The woman who chose to stay on the edge of the show's main cast spent those years building one of the most quietly impressive careers to come out of it. Maren Hinkle, Judith Harper. Maren Hinkle walked into the 2.5 Men casting room, having just failed an audition for a drama on the same lot. She played Judith's icy fury with such genuine intensity that she landed the role on the spot and spent the entire run asking writers whether Judith really had to be quite so mean. They mostly said yes. Born in Tanzania to American parents, she had originally trained as a ballet dancer until an ankle injury at 16 ended that path entirely. She married theater director Randall Summer in 1998 and filed for divorce in 2023 after 25 years together. She is 60 now and has found a genuine career renaissance as Rose Weissman in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, a role that finally separated her from the sitcom ex-wife image she had been carrying for years. Ryan Stiles, Dr. Herb Melnick. Ryan Stiles brought 6 feet and 6 inches of physical comedy to Herb Melnick, the perpetually oblivious second husband who never fully grasped how similar his situation was to Alan's. He was already a comedy institution from Whose Line Is It Anyway when he joined, and he has always operated on his own terms. He met his wife Patricia McDonald in 1981 when she was waitressing at a comedy club where he was performing. They married in 1988 and are still together. He famously avoided Hollywood entirely, choosing to live in Bellingham, Washington, where he opened his own improv theater to teach locals. He dropped out of high school months before graduation to pursue comedy. He is 67 now and currently touring North America with his live improv show. The man who could have chased more chose less on purpose, and it clearly suited him. Sophie Winkleman, Zoe. Sophie Winkleman kept her actual title off the call sheet during her entire time on the show, playing Walden's sophisticated British love interest. The crew treated her like any other working actor. That was the point. What she actually is, by marriage to Lord Frederick Windsor, is a member of the British royal family and a cousin by marriage to King Charles III. She joined the show at 31. In 2017, she survived a near-fatal head-on car collision that broke her back and her foot. She has credited the royal family's support, including then Prince Charles, as part of what helped her recover. She studied English literature at Cambridge and is a classically trained soprano. She is 45 now and is currently leading a high-profile public campaign to ban smartphones for children under 16. She says the cause became personal after she bought her own 12-year-old a phone and immediately regretted it. Amber Tamblyn, Jenny Harper. Chuck Lorre pitched the role to Amber Tamblyn as Charlie Harper in A Woman's Body. She took it because she saw playing an unapologetic female libertine on network television as a genuinely subversive statement. She joined as Jenny Harper, Charlie's long-lost lesbian daughter, created to fill the space left by Angus T. Jones's departure. The daughter of West Side Story actor Russ Tamblyn, she had her own acclaimed career before this role. She married comedian David Cross in 2012, and they have one daughter together. She became one of the first prominent voices of the Me Too movement, writing extensively about abuse in Hollywood in the years that followed. She published a celebrated poetry collection about deceased child stars. She is 43 now and 10 years on from that book's release. She came to a silly network sitcom and used it as a platform for something with considerably more weight. 2.5 Men ran for 12 years and made a lot of people very uncomfortable in ways that ranged from funny to genuinely serious. One man burned through a fortune and rebuilt himself. One child actor walked away from everything and went back to school. One woman hid her royal title from the people she was working alongside just to be treated like everyone else. And one woman who was supposed to appear for 2 episodes stayed for 12 seasons and never got to say goodbye on her own terms. The show was always about people living with the consequences of their own choices. As it turns out, so were the people who made it. If this kept you watching, subscribe. There is always more story than the screen has time for.